On Estuary News today, cutting costs at a hospital trust, an artist studio set to open its doors to the public, and our very own Michelle will be bringing us her weekly digest of news from the City of Culture. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Thursday's programme with me, Luke Adams. The trust which runs Hull Royal Infirmary needs to save £15 million. They say it's due to a hike in government cuts and growing demands on services. Hull and East Yorkshire Hospital's NHS Trust will now look at how they're streamlining everything and make sure every penny is spent carefully to provide good patient care. A new endoscopy unit is set to open to patients at Scunthorpe General Hospital. The £1.6 million development will be located on the Church Lane side of the hospital. The first patients will be seen next week for stoma and gastrointestinal care. The new unit will offer a more streamlined service for patients. A local man has opened his artist studio to the public. Ted Ford of Waltham has regularly opened his garden, but now he's unveiling his artistic talents too for all to enjoy. He'll be exhibiting his paintings this Sunday, as well as selling the paintings themselves. Part of the profits made from these sales will go towards St Andrew's Hospice in Grimsby, of which Ted is a long-time supporter.
Well, at the moment we are no longer going to have the open garden. We've both reached 89, and I think that's sufficient time to have done all we have done. But on this occasion, what I've decided to do was to open on Sunday, the 6th of August, just for the afternoon, well, from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock, something like that, with a view to trying to sell some of the paintings with a view of giving St Andrew's Hospice 25% of any sale. There won't be just paintings on for sale. There's a bit of woodwork, turned woodwork, and there's miniatures. There's quite a few bits and pieces that may interest some people. Well, mainly the landscape idea is uppermost in my desire, painting that. Because when you're out in the country drawing and painting, I often have as many as 12 and 13 paintings in the drawing stage at a time. And then I also like to, and what we've done with these in particular, mainly the woodland scenes, they've been reproduced on canvas. So they're there for, forever. And the actual paintings are in the garden. So that's why we like to open the garden in that respect. And I'm joined now by our very own Michelle with the latest news from the City of Culture. Good afternoon, Michelle. Welcome to the programme.
Thank you.
Time is of the essence.
Right, OK, we shall push on then.
Please.
What I've noticed actually about the City of Culture is how events that have always run in Hull are getting much more emphasis and more focal point, if you like, because it is the City of Culture. One of those is one we both picked out, I think, the Humber Street Sesh.
Yes.
You probably know about this a little bit more than I.
Taking place this Saturday.
Right, OK, yes. Yeah, lots of different events. I think 200 plus acts, 20 stages and 30,000 people there celebrating the very best emerging talent from the region. Set in Hull Marina, which is
lovely area,
great
part of the city to showcase, with it being the City of Culture, and the 6th year of the Freedom Festival.
Exactly, as well. So all there, and I think it draws crowds, as I say, of about 30,000 people, celebrating excellence and diversity of regional musicians and artists. So I think a really good one to go to actually this weekend.
Agreed. I went to the Humber Street Sesh last year, and I think a couple of times before.
Good.
Great day out, great
absolutely.
event. If you've got the weather, it's absolutely fantastic.
Keep our
by
fingers crossed.
the marina, it's a lovely area that.
Yeah.
And as well as the music, of course, there's art exhibitions, food and drink stalls, and even a silent disco.
What is that? I can never imagine you taking part in a silent disco, Luke. No way.
I thought you knew me so well. Well, have you never done silent disco?
No.
Oh, you listen
Give us
to
a demonstration.
you listen to music.
Right. With
in
headphones.
Silence, yes.
Okay.
So you hear the music through the headphones.
And you're dancing,
yes.
and everybody else can't hear the music.
Absolutely spot on.
That sounds great. And
Great
you have
fun.
to guess then what music they're listening to.
Seeing is believing.
I can imagine.
Did you pick out any acts there? What caught your eye?
Just in general, really. Nothing in particular. I think, it just seemed like a really good, vibrant place to be and to go along. Tickets, incidentally, are on sale, £10 in advance and £15 on the day, with 12 and unders free. So again, they're making provision for young people to go along and have fun with the family. Not too expensive as well for a whole day's entertainment.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So very good, very good.
Some of the highlights I picked out, Michelle, from Humber Street, Estuary, are a group going to be performing called Farewell Fairground.
Right.
And the reason I picked them up was because they sound very much like the 80s group Fairground Attraction with the fantastic Eddie Reader. And they're a group apparently with a passion to create an easy listening sound with hard-hitting harmonies, a three-piece alternative acoustic band influenced by the likes of Mumford and Sons and Kings of Leon. Good. And they'll be performing on the acoustic stage Saturday night, 9:30 to 10 p.m.
That sounds very good.
Yeah,
very good.
They sound a great group.
Yeah, they do.
Great group. And Frankie Flowers, sweet 17 she is, singer-songwriter, influenced by the likes of Joni Mitchell and Led Zeppelin. And she's going to be performing in the afternoon, 1:30 to 2 o'clock on the Busker stage. So I think something for everyone to enjoy.
Absolutely, and it sounds like, especially the teenager there you spoke about, local, which is good, and probably a really big event for them to actually go on there and,
Michelle.
and do that. So very good.
And showcasing local talent, what's on our doorsteps. Michelle, always a pleasure.
No problem.
See you next week. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Now here's Dan with all the sports.
Grimsby Town boss Russell Slade has been telling us about the injury situation at the club going into Saturday's opening game. 4 players, including midfielder Jamie Osborne, will sit out the match at Chesterfield.
It was in training, just doing a warm-up, doing some short stuff, and unfortunately, you know, with the greasy conditions, his knee slipped underneath, and you know, he's done the damage, which will take some time to repair, but he's on his way back. He seems a bit more positive now as he starts to find his way back. Obviously Clem is still behind with his training, and McAllister is still on his rehab, on trying to get back. Asante the same, and of course Osborne that's out. So you know, in effect we've got 4 players unavailable.
Hull City now, and their head coach says he hopes that no more players will leave the club this month, and says he still has 5 signings in mind. Leonid Slutsky says he still wants to make 2 permanent additions to his squad, as well as bringing in more loan players. Following a number of high-profile departures, including Harry Maguire, Tom Huddleston and Andy Robertson, Slutsky now says he just wants to increase his squad's numbers.
It's not easy situation, it's a very difficult time because all our pre-season, especially 5 days in Portugal, 1 day left, we lose 1 player for 1 day. Yes, it's a normal situation, but for me it's a first experience, and really it's not easy, and I will be absolutely clear only after when transfer window closed. Yes, I will be very easy, but now every day it's finger crossed about left players, but I hope who stay now continue to stay at the season, and we have 3 more loan option, and maybe we will buy 2 new players, and coming I think it's 4 or 5 players more.
Elsewhere today, Scunthorpe United's new midfielder Funso Ojo says he's looking forward to making his debut in their opener against Wimbledon on Saturday. The 25-year-old Belgian will make his first competitive appearance in England if selected by Graham Alexander. And finally, rugby and Hull FC sideline trio of Mark Minicello, Mark Sneed and Josh Bowden should all be back for next weekend's trip to St Helens. That's according to head coach Lee Radford. They all starred in last weekend's Challenge Cup success, but have been left out of tomorrow night's Super 8 opener against Salford. Radford confirmed that Jake Connor will again take over the kicking duties from Sneed, but has no concerns about it affecting his side.
You know, he's played in there on 5 or 6 occasions now, so you know, another big opportunity for him, obviously, tomorrow, and you know, he'll take over the kicking duties as well. So yeah, there's, you know, especially with Mark performing like he did last week as well. But you know, we're confident in what Jake can do. He's a very talented footballer, and you know, hopefully we'll see that tomorrow.
Elsewhere, Ryan Shaw has penned a new 2-year contract at Hull Kingston Rovers. He'll stay at Craven Park until the end of the 2019 season, having scored 20 tries in 25 games in the Championship this campaign. And that's all for the sport.
Thanks very much, Dan. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. As always, if you have a news story you think you should be covering, please get in touch in the usual ways. Details on the screen now. You can phone our news desk, which is a Grimsby number 01472 31553, or email news@estuary.tv. We look forward to hearing from you with any interesting stories you may have. On tomorrow's programme, I'll be reviewing the week's papers with my guest, Councillor Sean Horton of East Riding Council. Coming up next on Estuary TV, more coverage of the Edinburgh Festival. Have a great Thursday evening.